no, I want my daughter to come home. Um, no. Um, Also, my daughter has reached a point where she does talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, when she was younger, that was hard. It was hard because they say Tea Time told a lot of her daughter business. Let me explain this to y'all. My daughter gives me permission. Like, I will never take away my kids' choices. She wants me to share her story. She wants me to help other people. She wants me to. She don't mind. She's not tripping about shit. Um, he too. I just had him, so I would never tell my kids business without them allowing me to. She knows I'm a writer. She knows that I help other people. So she'd be like, "Mom, yeah, you could talk. You could talk about it." I'd be like, "Do you want me to share this?" Or she'd be like, "Yeah, you can," cause she's quiet. She's very quiet. But if she feels like if it'll help somebody else, why not? Right, right. It was something else too. Oh, the I'm not healed thing. I'm gonna let y'all keep thinking that, cause I want to know what healed look like. I want to know what does healed look like to y'all. I'm gonna wait. Open up the panel if you're gonna tell me. What does healed look like? Cause that's the first thing I'll be like. She's not healed. Not healed from what? I know Unbreakable. I don't think nobody knows what it look like, but I know what it feel like. Yeah, I want to know what his healed look like. I think people think when you healed, you still not human. Right, Megan? I think no, I haven't. I think unhealed. I think people don't. You think I don't know anybody whoever standards. I think that people think because you healed, you supposed to just not say shit, not do shit, not feel no kind of way, or your personality changes, your patterns change. I think your patterns change. You stop doing the same shit. But it still don't mean you won't get hurt. Still don't mean you can't still choose. You can't make poor decisions. None of that shit means that. None of that. It don't. But I would love for y'all to tell me what healed looks like. But now y'all can come up. Not necessarily though. Sudari, remember these people have mental issues. I wouldn't internalize their opinion. I don't. I just want them to. I just want them to think when you say somebody not healed, what does healed look like? I don't understand people. It should look and feel different to us all. Shaking my head, tell me. Yeah.
Was that a topic
Me
question or
neither.
was that just a
I
regular
can't hear
ass
you. Hold on.
question?
Why can't I hear you?
I don't know. This shit been tripping
Healed is
today.
not whooping these folks' ass when they pop off. What'd you say, Kari? Hold on. Wait, wait.
I was asking, was that a topic question
Hold
or
on, wait. Stop talking. Okay, go ahead.
was that a topic question or
Yeah, let's talk
just?
about it. What does healed look like?
I mean, you got TikTok healed and you got natural life
What does
healed.
healed look like, period?
No, you got two different. You got TikTok and then you got natural life. See, that's
Why is
why
it
we
two
say
different healed?
because these people have an illusion of what he'll look like. They don't understand. Everybody gets hurt on TikTok. It is what it is.
What do you mean everybody hurt?
Because if it don't look right to you, you hurt.
Oh, okay. You mean everybody say people is hurt? Like that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah, they can look at somebody, hear their story, and it don't matter what it is. They just gonna say they hurt if they can't agree with it. If they can't relate to your way
Tap the
of
screen, y'all.
healing. That's like, you know how you say people bond through trauma, right?
Uh-huh.
So to be healed, you had to go through the same path as them. But y'all traumas may be similar, but not the same. But you don't have to heal the same as another person. I may not go to therapy and be okay with my life and over the bullshit that I dealt with and move on fine. But other
Mm-hmm.
people may need to go to therapy, and because that person went to therapy, they look at me and say, "You not healed because you didn't go to therapy." How you
That's
gonna
true.
tell me what I am? When
That's
I
true.
decided to deal with my situation in a way that I feel comfortable by me and to move on with my life, you feel like I'm not healed because I didn't take your path. I was laughed at by therapists on here because they say I need therapy because I was laughing at them. I still laugh at that lady. Hey, I laughed for like an hour that day. That was the funniest shit in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I had
You
tears in my
laughed at
eyes.
who?
A therapist. She was in Australia or whatever. She told me I wasn't healed. I'm like, healed for what? You diagnosed me without even knowing me. Like, I laughed the shit out of her that day. That shit was so goddamn funny.
So T, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
listening.
this. Everybody healing journey is different. Like you can be healing from a traumatic situation from when you was a kid to now. Some people healing from situations in their adult life. So healing for everybody looks different. Like I just said in the comment, right? I could feel that I'm healed, right? I could take 5 steps forward and get knocked down 7 steps. And now I'm back because I'm human, right? So what my healing looks like for me may not look like for you. So I can't project what I feel onto you. We could have
Right.
had the same experiences, whether it was a man, whether it was childhood, whether it was whatever. It could
Right.
be the same experience, but two totally different ways, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
hate when people say, oh, like you said, what does healing look like? I think that healing, the starting of the journey is, hey, I have a problem. I need to solve it. So until you get to that point, there's no such thing as like, oh yeah, I'm in the process of healing. No, you're in the process of trying to you know um hold your trauma in until you can find somebody else that you can trauma bond with. The first step to healing is admitting that there's something wrong.
I agree with that. The old me, the unhealed me. Y'all think I'm like this? Y'all think I'm the way I am now? No. The unhealed me, I was still combative, but I definitely was. I hated men. I hated men. I hated men, and I definitely. I would be in a relationship right now. I'll just say that. I didn't know how to be by myself. I didn't know how to be with myself. I did not know. I did not like the idea of being alone. Um, I was afraid of that. I always had to be in a company of somebody or doing something. I was afraid to sit with self a lot. When I would be wronged by a person, like a spouse or somebody, I would go off. The whole world would know. Like, I would tell everybody, like, yeah, this nigga hurt me. He fucked me over. And it would be like, everybody would know. Um, I'm slower to speak about things that I'm dealing with on the back end or even in real life because I'm not there. I'm not that person no more. You know what I'm saying? I get over things quicker. I forgive faster. Um, but I also I don't I'm no I don't know. But the old me, y'all wouldn't have liked her too much. Y'all think y'all don't like this one? Y'all really wouldn't have liked her. Y'all really wouldn't have liked her. I can tell you that now.
I could agree with that part. Like, um, I look at things from who I was 10 years ago versus who I am today. I always say the mistakes that I made 10 years ago, especially in a relationship. Like how you said, I would get on Facebook and just, oh my God, when I look at them old posts now, like on the in the memories, I'll be like, damn, I was going in like this. No wonder people was judging me. Or I would get on the phone and tell people my business. Oh yeah, that nigga did this, that, and the third to me, right? But then I'll be right back with him, and then I'm giving people a chance to start talking shit about me, and I just look. I sit back and look back like, damn, I did that. It's like kind of an embarrassment because I didn't know how to control my emotions then, right? And it was a cool thing to do. Oh yeah, let me make this man look bad. But you know what I didn't do then? I didn't take accountability either. I was just pointing fingers. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. And then it wasn't, people used to say, but what did you do? Well, I ain't do shit. I ain't do nothing. I was the perfect woman. And then boy. So when you start to look back and you be like, damn. But I think that's part of my journey of healing, and actually shutting the fuck up because God gave us one mouth and two ears, you know. And stop being combative. Maybe I should sit that I don't have to defend things a lot like how I used to before.
I don't know how I could fix that.
I just learned to like,
That's
what?
a practice. That is a practice for me. Like I don't know if that got anything to do with healing. Yeah, I think there's somebody says that healing or maturity. Shit, I don't know. I don't even know if it's either. I think that's a character trait of some people. Some people gotta clear shit up. They ain't finna internalize shit. They ain't finna let shit stay in. And some people just be like, you know what? I'm past that. You know,
Think it is. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. So now, the things that my
extra to
mother used to say to me before, it starts to make so much more sense. And now, when I have conversations, I'll be like, "Ma, you remember when you told me such and such and such, and I ain't want to listen, but now look." And now it makes more sense. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And then now I'm starting to not just react because every action don't need a reaction, and the cause and effect. Like if I do that,
I got a lot of work to do, Sadari. I ain't gonna even lie.
I've been listen. Let me tell you something. I like how you said that you always wanted to be in the company of people. I had to actually, and I haven't changed my phone number in 10 years, right? So when I had to, because it was about me, it wasn't about nobody else, right? I had to change my number. I had to actually I went away for a whole week, no phone, no computer, no nothing. And I had to actually do that crying because it was so much before I actually went and said, you know what, I'm going to talk to a psychologist. Because
Psychiatrist.
yeah, psychiatrist. Something is wrong with me. I don't know what it is. No, a psychologist. A psychiatrist give you meds. A
Or a
psychologist.
therapist. It's like oh, it's like a
A
psychiatrist.
psychologist, because the psychiatrists give you meds. Um, and I went crazy. I went through a rage, as people would call it. But I had to get it out because I knew that my actions was not only affecting me, it was affecting my job, it was affecting my children. So it was just too much, and I had to get back on the right path. And then when I told you before, like I found myself drinking every single day. That was an issue, but I
So
had to
are
take that.
y'all
Go ahead, Corey.
Are y'all looking at like the maturity level as a elevation level when
See,
you
that's what
talk
I think
about
is
healing?
different. I think that so this is what I think healing is. Not reacting from your past traumas. I think when you've healed, you no longer make your decisions based off of what you've been through. This is my opinion of healed, right? I think that we're all human. We all make decisions. We all might pop off. We all might go there at times. You can learn what you need to grow in and what may be detrimental to you in your life, right? So I think there's two separate boxes, okay? So I think there's a box where you can't take some traits with you. There's some things you got to put down, like me cussing out the comment. Well, I ain't stopping cussing out my comments. I'm going. I got to practice that. I like arguing with the trolls. That might not stop. That might not stop. Me arguing with the trolls ain't gonna stop. But maybe me not letting people give me my flowers, like certain stuff like that, because I don't trust that people gon' mean what they say, because I'm like, I don't trust people motives, right? So that may be something I could probably still take it in, even though I know motherfucker might later use the same flowers that they gave you to step on them. That's not coming from a place of hurt. It's coming from a place of awareness, right? I'm aware that the same motherfuckers that uplift you will tear you down. But I think healing comes from operating from the hurt, right? When I was a kid, men used to touch me, so I'm going to not allow men in my space around my kids because I don't want them to get touched. Or I think most men touch people. My every boyfriend I was with cheated on me, so now I'm gonna think every dude that come around is gonna cheat on me. So now I believe all men cheat, and I ain't trying to hear nothing else about it, right? Um, I was beat, so I flinch every time somebody come around, or you know what I'm saying. I think it's healthy for a motherfucker to hit me, and things like that. Um, to me, that's the healing part, right? Um, if me and Sadari in an argument, and I'd be like, "Bitch, fuck you," that would be my emotional intelligence. That would be my response of, or people communication, people skills, learning how to beat people without having to cuss them out. That's not a heal thing. That's a awareness thing. Okay, that might not be nice. That might not be a way I want. I can't do that at work. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to work and call a bitch. I can't be like, bitch, fuck you. I can do that in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
But see, if you said that to me, right, I
Uh
would
huh.
look at you and be like, so Ty, why did you say that to me? Right? I wouldn't even, because if this was 10 years ago, I'd be like, what, bitch? Who the fuck you talking to? But now I'll be like, but okay, so where did we
Hold
get
on,
wrong?
Shadari. Hold on, Shadari, because somebody said something. Hold on. Somebody said the two can be interchangeable. To be fair, no, because it's the why. I could say bitch fuck you because I don't like women because women have always deceived me. Or I could say bitch fuck you because my clapback is real. They're different. And I'm going to tell you why they're different. One of them is reacting from what happened to you or what you've experienced. Another one is you having to is character, personality, things like that. They're not the same. Go ahead, Sadari.
And I would just say to you, like, okay, so why? When you calm down, we could talk about it, right? I understand this might be a heated situation, and this is what I've grown into. I I've grown not to, because I have a lot to lose, and when you argue, you're not going to argue with somebody else who has a lot to lose is not going to argue with you, right? So because I know you have a lot to lose and you said bitch fuck you, instead of reacting to that, I'll be like, okay, so when you feel better we can talk.
Yeah, that's your maturity. That's the way
Right.
you respond to shit. Yeah.
because if I respond to the response that you responded, then guess what? We're never gonna get nowhere, and it's
I
always
agree with
gonna be
that.
like, "Bitch, fuck you."
I agree with that. It's kind of like what happened to me when I pulled up, right? When the girl was ready to fight me. I don't know if y'all heard the story. When I pulled up at home, the girl was ready to fight me. She was automatically ready to fight me. Not because she not healed, her environment. You know what I'm saying? It's from her environment. It's from where she grew up at. She's always on edge. She always ready to pop up. You know, pop off. So me recognizing that, I was like, hold on, baby, just chill out. Let's talk. That's not a matter of healing. It's a matter of
Maturity.
who you've turned into. You know what I'm saying? And it's a code switch to it. Somebody just said, can you ever be 100% healed? Yes, you can. But you tell stories of how you like to fight so much. What does that mean? I don't tell stories about how I like to fight so much. I've never told stories about how I like to fight so much. No, I haven't. I told y'all stories of how I have fought because a bitch had me fucked up. Never have I told y'all I like to fight.
See, I'm gonna
Never.
say this. I don't think nobody is 100% healed, right?
Okay, that's I don't know why y'all be thinking that shit.
I'm gonna just say
I
this.
didn't say no everybody you can be 100% healed, but it doesn't mean you can't get hurt again.
Right. So I want to say this,
Right.
right? So I think that saying 100% healed is like, you can maybe be like 82. You know that loading. You know that loading part. You're loading because you're still human at the end of the day, right? With you still being human at the end of the day, you are flawed. We all flawed, right? So it may be one day you could just snap just like that, right? Like how you just said that made that statement. Instead of me reacting, I could say, but that I don't think that I am, because I've been through the DV situation. Like, I'm not gonna say all,
What
but
does that mean though? Like let don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Let
go
me say
ahead.
what I have to say fully. I think the reason why people don't feel people could be 100% healed because people still want to be able to use their trauma as a reason why they do the shit that they do. That's my opinion. I believe you can be 100% healed. I didn't say from everything. Everything is circumstantial and everything is situational. I can be 100% healed from the DV relationship that I was in. It doesn't mean it didn't happen to me. It doesn't mean I don't remember it. It doesn't mean that I didn't experience it. But I can be completely 100% healed from that. Yes, you can. I can be 100% healed from all of my childhood traumas and my past traumas. However, it does not mean in any way, shape, and form that I can't get hurt again and now have to heal from that new hurt or that new experience. I think when y'all think somebody say 100% healed, it means, oh, I ain't got nothing else. You can still get hurt again. You can still experience trauma when you're healed. So I can be 100% healed from this, but it doesn't mean that this won't happen and I still have to now heal from that. So you can completely heal from certain things. Now grieving, I ain't touching that. I'm not touching death. I'm not touching losing a child and none of that shit because I don't think those are things you can heal from. Those are things I don't think you can heal from. I think those are things that you learn to deal with. Losing somebody, losing a child, losing your mama, losing things like that. I don't think those are things you can heal from. But trauma, past trauma, maybe, growing up with a drug addict of a mother, abusive relationships, a man cheating on you. You can absolutely be 100% healed from those things. You absolutely can.
I mean, I don't. Go ahead, Joy. I see you came up here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to offer this perspective because I don't disagree with what you're saying. And two things or multiple things can be true at once. Um, However, when we experience trauma or we experience a certain level in our life that we deem as something serious, it can take us right back to the moment where we were at when we were younger. So, say brain chemistry. Something happened, whether it was DV, um, just anything major. And we walk out the door of our home and we see a color of what that particular person had on or that particular situation may have looked like, it can immediately take us back to a place where we thought we were healed from. So I always tell
That's where you'll
people,
learn that you aren't healed, though. So you
no,
can
but that's not
think.
true. That's not
Okay,
true.
you just said the place that you can heal from, right?
The thing, this is why I say it's interchangeable,
Okay.
because people go 15 years down the line with these situations. And I'm only saying this because I see it every single day. I wouldn't speak about a topic if I didn't work with it.
So let me ask y'all a question real quick. Has it been proven? Has it been proven through studies that you cannot be 100% healed? Has y'all ever seen that it's proven you cannot be 100% healed?
Well, as
I'm
somebody who worked in psych, right? Behavioral.
Don't say psych because
No, no,
I'm
no.
same. I got a degree
No, no,
too.
no. I'm
Go
just saying
ahead.
because they want us to call it behavioral health. So, as someone who works on the methadone side, right? Um, I can say I've watched it. I've watched it, and 15 years in clean, straight clean, and all it takes is one thing to trigger them. And
You're
I'm
talking about
Exactly.
a addiction. You
no,
talking
no,
about
I'm just saying
clean?
in general. I'm just
Wait, what are you
saying.
saying? What clean? What do you
Okay,
mean by clean?
so with somebody like me who work in the methadone clinic, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's not the same thing, Sadar. You
So
cannot. That's an addiction.
What I'm basically saying to you is that we can be. It's like a loading situation. So you can be at 85% for 15 years, right? And all it takes is one trigger, one trigger. So I
Okay.
don't think that we can all be at 100%. I can't go against nobody else's experience, right? I just look at
Exactly.
it from the loading part. And the loading part, it doesn't take 6 months, it doesn't take 60 days. That loading can take years.
and that's what I was trying to explain. I work in behavioral health.
I'm asking y'all, have
So
y'all ever
no,
just
I have not.
because
It's never been
again,
a book or a study
right? Because
about
it ain't
somebody being
because
100%
it's
healed.
not true. Like I said,
I never
just
said it
because
was.
you remember something that happened to you, or just because you recall something that happened to you, doesn't have anything to do with healing. Again, I have a scar on my arm. It doesn't hurt. It's there though. It happened. It's a burn,
So what would you
right?
call it then?
What do you mean? It means it still happened.
I'm talking about in regards to healing, because why do people, you grow and you heal from circumstances that have happened to you
Go ahead.
in your life. Like you talk about your situation all the time, your
Right.
different
Go ahead.
circumstances, and you seen
Absolutely.
what I said in the comments in regards to you also experiencing trauma along with your daughter. That
Okay.
stuff never just changes. You can get triggered, like I don't see her name, it says Miss something. You can get triggered after what she said, 15 years. You could just see one little thing and boom, it could take you right back. And so
Okay.
yes, there's
And I'm saying to you that just because you remember something, it doesn't mean you're not healed from it. Just because I remember that. I remember that happened. Damn, that remind me of that. Doesn't mean you're not healed from it. It
I
just means it still
agree.
happened.
You're
So
not
that's all I'm
listening to
saying.
what I'm
I am.
saying.
I know that you. I'm agreeing with you. You can be triggered from something, but it does not mean you're not healed from it. It's how you
Can I?
act on your trigger. Now, if you acting off of that trigger, then you still have work to do. But you don't necessarily
Correct.
have to act off of the trigger. You do not. You can say, I remember how this felt when I was a kid, and you know what? Boom, 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 boom. But you don't have to necessarily react to it. That's where you'll know you've
Right.
healed.
Right.
Because that trigger doesn't take me back to where I was. I remember it, I recognize it, I identify with it, but I won't act on it. That is a healed individual. They've healed from that. You can
Yeah.
still be triggered. We're
I
human.
think I think what is necessary for a lot of people to realize is you can be healed, but I think we're all constantly just healing. You
I agree
know,
with
is
that.
that,
Yeah,
you
I
know what
agree
I'm
with that.
saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, let's
no.
talk. So I'm not
Well,
saying we're not all constantly healing though, Joy. And I think that's what people think. You think when you say you're 100% healed, um, it doesn't mean I'm 100% healed from. I could be 100% healed from my childhood traumas, right? But I'm still healing from this fucking relationship that fucked me over. I can be 100% healed from my ex that cheated on me and beat me, but I'm still healing from this dude that I was just with that broke up with me. So there's things and situations that you're going to always experience where you were healing is always going to happen because we're going to continue to experience life. And in life um everything in life isn't pretty. So we're going to you might fall out, you might walk outside and somebody might rob you. Now that's another thing I have to heal from. I'm scared to go outside. I have to now deal with that. So there's always going to be something that we're going to have to get through. But it doesn't mean that you can't be healed from certain things. That's what I'm trying to say.
I
So I'm gonna say
100%
this:
agree.
different diagnoses for different people are different levels of triggers, traumas, and life experiences, right? Um, and I tell people all the time, I think the whole world have F codes. And F codes mean that F codes is behavioral health. If anybody is in behavioral health, we all know that F codes are behavioral health. Everybody has at least one. Everybody, right? So, with again, that's why I say like childhood trauma, you can be. It's like a loading process because when you have children, you start to say, you know what? I don't want my children to go through this. So what we start doing as parents, whether it's a mother or father, we start overcompensating because it's the it's the trauma. So we're still loading, and then when we have grandchildren, we're still loading more because it's like, you know what?
No, that means you're still not healed. That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That's not healing. That's oppression, right? You're still operating from that place. So that's an unhealed individual. You're still operating from that place of pain and that place of trauma, right? When you have healed, when you have done the work, you will be able to separate what you've been through from what somebody else is going through and assess those situations as they come. You will be able to say, yeah, I went through this as a child, but this is not my daughter's situation. So I have to deal with her situation the way this is. So you will begin to start separating those things in life. Which is why I always tell y'all relationships are different. You literally start to break those generational curses because you're not operating from them. I think a lot of people ain't healing. They're dealing. There's a difference between healing and dealing. A lot of people are just dealing. And they think that they've healed because, oh, it's over. I talked about it. I was single for 5 years. I was by myself. I was celibate. I'm okay. And then they realize they're doing the same thing that they've been doing. Why? Because they were just dealing. They let time go by without actually actively working on what it is that hurt them. So now you're dealing. You're going through life dealing. That's why you easily triggered. That's why you over there bonding with that girl that just got SA'd over there. You can still have empathy for somebody that get raped because you experienced it. But you would not be like, well, this happened to me, so I want to go help this. You will be like, damn, that's fucked up what happened to me. I'm sorry that you wouldn't center yourself in it. Because you're separating what happened to you and giving them their own circle, their own situation. People get to bond it through trauma, well, this happened to me, so I want to. So you operating from you operate from a place of centering.
So let me ask you this, T. Have you ever heard when people say that, oh, this woman is living through her daughter?
Yes, that's unhealed.
Right. So
Right.
I didn't personally do that with my children because I don't feel like I should let them experience, but I did overcompensate, right? So I think that even with me overcompensating, it wasn't because I think it was because of, and I still don't have an answer of why it was because, right? So again, my healing phase, I'm still in my healing phase, and I'm
I
healing
respect that.
from a lot of things. right?
Right, so you're still healing, and that's what I'm saying. I think that a lot of people are still healing, so they don't see that you can be healed. I believe that in my heart. I believe a lot of people that didn't heal from the shit that they went through tell you that there's not possible to be healed because they haven't reached that place yet, and I believe that in my heart. I believe a lot of people don't believe that you can be healed because they're not there yet. They're still operating from that place. We're human. We still gonna get hurt. We still gonna go through certain things. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that you can't heal from it, and it doesn't mean that you can't use what happened to you to help somebody else, get through it because you've gotten through it. But when you get to transferring it to people, you realize you still got work to do. I did overcompensate with my kids. I did that shit. And I remember my auntie telling me, and I remember when my daughter used to run away, I was like, I don't know why she does this. I don't understand. I give her everything. I give her everything I didn't have. And my auntie said, you can't give her everything you didn't have because she didn't have your experiences in life. You're rewarding her for something she never experienced. So you want her to appreciate something she never lacked. You want her to appreciate having a roof over her head because you were in shelters. You want her to appreciate having all of these clothes and this furniture when she was born into this. So how do you expect her to appreciate what she's never lacked? And when my auntie broke that down to me, I was like, shit, you right. And we do it as parents. I ain't had this when I was growing up, so I'm giving it to you. You want somebody to be grateful for the shit that you didn't have. When it's their life, this is their it's normality. Come back, Kia. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that overcompensation come from. Like I had to stop doing that shit. I had to learn she's her own person. She gonna do what the fuck she wanna do. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, some parents is toxic as fuck. So I had to assess myself as a parent too. Like, okay, what am I doing? What can I do better? But when you realize you're doing everything to the best ability as a parent that you can do, and they still make their own choices, that's on you. That's your choice. You got to live with it. And I have to teach my kids, you live with the choice you made. So go ahead, let's talk.
I'm here.
Well,
But
I
fuck the
want.
wise though.
Kia, we done started a whole new conversation now.
So
I
my time is done. So
Okay.
no need to be up here
Okay.
to speak.
All
I'm
right.
asking you a question.
I say you could come back if you want to, but we've already moved past it.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit,
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.
You don't mean shit. You ain't
Okay.
shit.
You see what I'm
You're not
saying? Yeah.
shit, girl.
This why I tell
Learn
the
how
girl.
to.
This why I tell the girl she can't come back. No, I wish y'all wouldn't have dropped her. This is why I tell y'all. This is why I don't let her come
What
here.
that had to do with anything we're talking
This
about?
is what she does. She's drunk.
Oh,
She's drunk. And this is why I said what I said when she was in the comment that day. You get drunk and you get disrespectful. And then you get mad when I don't let you back in my panel. You get what I'm saying? This is what I was talking about. She gets drunk. She gets belligerent. You get to talking shit. Then you get mad when somebody don't let you up. And now you want to say you did this. No, you not gonna keep doing that disrespectful shit. That's why I stopped letting her up. And that's why today I'm like, so if you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. But the time has passed. We passed it already.
I
So
think this is a good conversation we having. I mean, I want to hear Let's Talk and then Cheryl.
yeah, And Joy, I get what all y'all are saying. I just want us to think beyond. I want us to think beyond the surface, and I don't want to impose. But that's why I asked you I wasn't any studies or anything, because like even a girl deeper, or the person deeper keeps talking about her DV. You know what I'm saying? Like, and saying like all these things that she reminded about, like, and that's what I'm saying. When people have not got to that healing space yet, they project that onto you. No, you can't be 100% healed because I'm not. No, you just ain't. So you need to go back and find out how you need to get there or what you need to do to get to that point. But don't tell nobody else they can't get there because you're not there yet. Go ahead, let's talk. Okay, if it's not that, you're more than welcome to come to the panel.
Thank you for letting me up on your panel. I wanted to say I agree with you like 100% about a person can be 100% ill. And the reason why I agree with you is because it's a process you got to go through when you get in the healing phase. And when you go to the healing phase and you get to that point of direction, change, and growth, you have to go back and apply those things that you learn in the process, and that's the hard part right there, to apply those things. When you apply those things, when you heal in your everyday life, it'll be harder for someone to hurt you, because now you can see those signs. You can say, oh well, I've been there, I see this before, and you can stop it, right? And you can recognize those things. People won't get a reaction from you like they used to before you were ill. So even if they try to get a reaction now when you're ill, you can recognize it. You can say, well, this person's trying to get me to an 8. Right now I'm at a 4. So let me just ease back a little bit and deal with it. You have a more conscious of your feelings, so it won't get hurt. So I think that a person can 100. And even when you get hurt in the past, it's easier for you to bounce back, because now you know what that feeling is and you're not going to stay
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
swallownness. So you can be 100% hurt. It's just applying it.
Yeah, and I think I'm so glad you said that, because I think people think when you have healed that you can't experience. You can still, I could heal from a heartache and still get in another relationship and get my heart broke again. It don't mean that you're exempt. Healing doesn't make you exempt, right? You hold on deeper. Cheryl, I'm glad you up here. And I hate to bring it up. I hate to bring this up. But he just gave a perfect example. You remember when we had a disagreement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you threw something in my face, right? That
I did.
that people think is gonna hurt me, right?
Yes.
And what did I say to you? Do you remember what I said to you?
You said something to the extent that don't bother me because I stand in my truth. Something like that. Like that was the past, and it doesn't. You saying that doesn't affect me. I don't give a damn because I did my work with that. So don't something to that effect.
Yep. And a lot of people would look at that as you're narcissistic, because you have no response, you have no reaction, you're not
Mm.
baffled by it or whatever. And it's like, no, you can't hurt me with my truth, or you can't hurt me without I've done. Like, people always throw the side chick shit in my face. My purpose of telling people that I was a side chick is to show people that I've been through certain things. You can be in this position, but you could come out of it. And I tell that story because as a side chick, a main chick, and a wife, I was a broken woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was a broken woman in all three positions. But people think that one position is what made you broken. So when people throw in my face you was a side chick, I look at them like, what's your point? I was broken as a side chick, I was broken as a wife, and I was broken as a girlfriend.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So if you go, you know what I'm saying? However, once I've come from that brokenness as that woman, I'm neither. Right? And if when I get in a relationship now, I now am not getting in that relationship from my place of brokenness. I'm getting in that relationship from my place of now I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I want. It's no longer from the hurt that I've experienced in my past. So you can't hurt me with those things because
Right.
I've overcome them. So I'm glad. Thank you, Cheryl. I don't want to bring it up. I don't like
No,
to
no.
bring
I
it,
was actually I was
but
actually gonna bring it up as an example. So when
okay.
I so when I came on TikTok, I started to tell my story. With regards to being a young mother, being in foster care, overcoming alcoholism. So sometimes on this app, when you tell your story, some people still think you're doing the things that you shared. So I knew I wasn't, but I allowed myself to be triggered when folks use what I shared to say that that's what I'm doing now. So that's when I knew that I wasn't completely healed and I had to sit down and be quiet and figure out why am I triggered again. So my trigger was anger because I knew I wasn't doing it. Like, why would you say that? I came on here to share how I stopped doing certain things. And, I thought by sharing my story, it would inspire someone else. But unfortunately, on this app, you get attacked for the things that you shared. So I knew I wasn't completely healed based on how I responded to the accusations. So that, even though
Yeah.
me and you got into it, it taught me something. And I got pissed when I was throwing it at you because I wanted you to be upset the way that I was upset for the things that people were accusing me of. I'm like, she ain't up. But then I thought about it. I'm like, she's right. I got to sit down, be quiet, do that work again, do that mirror work, do my shadow work, do my journaling, whatever it is that I needed to do. I revisited my tools. And now someone says it to me, I'm like, yeah, that was part of my history, but that's not who I am now. So it taught me, our little thing taught me something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it can be two things too, though. People don't understand. One can be you've gotten so used to dealing with it that you're numb to it,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But the only person that can know that is you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the thing people don't understand. Like, and I think that that's where the confusion could come in. Some people are just numb to
Right.
the hurt and the pain and the antagonistic or antagonism or like the disrespect or the mistreatment. They're just numb, so they don't react. Some people are really it really doesn't bother them. So,
Right.
and it doesn't mean my feelings still can't get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
because my feelings can still get hurt. Just because I've done my work doesn't mean that's not possible.
So one thing I will offer in terms of anybody who wants to share a story that was traumatic on this app is just to know the space that you're sharing is because not all spaces are safe. People say it's safe, but TikTok is not always.
TikTok ain't safe,
Yeah,
period.
it's not safe, period. Because there's always somebody listening, and someone will try to attack you with the things that you share.
Yep.
Well, see, this like
Hold on,
me.
let deeper go. Let deeper go real
It
quick.
was
And then you
gonna
go.
be quick.
I know, but she came up here for a reason. I don't think she gonna stay that long or whatever. But I did invite her up. Y'all tap the screen. We have 35K
Yes,
likes.
yes, thank you,
Tap the
T. Hey,
screen.
T, beautiful. How you doing?
I'm good,
So
baby.
I think I kind of got misunderstood. So what I was saying, she asked in the comments, "Can you ever be 100% healed?" And I feel what you're saying. Like by what I'm going through. Okay, if you're not healed, it's easy to reflect. Use reflection and have somebody else be in a bad place because I'm like, oh no, because I feel this way. No, you can't be 100% healed. But that's not what I meant. What I meant, I think I have a problem with wordplay and words. When you say 100% healed, I think I went to like, and then you explained it afterwards, but I went to like everything. I don't know why I went there, but I went like, hold on now. I might be healed from, okay, like I had told y'all the other day, I haven't smoked cigarettes now. It's been 2 weeks and a day. So with that being said, of course I'm not 100% healed from that, but I think even with me being 100% healed from that, I'll always have like a feeling like knowing that I used to smoke, or I might not. Okay, when after I eat, I want to smoke a cigarette, so I won't do that no more. So I'll be healed in that way. But I feel like 100%. What? Hold on. I kind of got off topic. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is being 100% with everything. I think that's what got me because you kept on saying like 100%. So it made me feel like every situation. But when you explained it to the point where it's like, okay, you could be 100% healed just from one situation, but maybe it's other things you're working on, then I can definitely feel that. With my DE situation, what I was saying was like, I think me going through that was like so traumatizing for me that I'm healed from it now because I'm in a better place. And that was like 20 something years ago. But still, in the same token, I be like watching situations. Like I carry my peace on me. And anytime something go on and somebody's talking too much or talking too loud around me, I'm jumping or I'm looking, I stay on go. And I think I stay on go like that though because of the situation that I went through. When you not just go through situations where like you're locked up in places, it's a different type of mindset that you be in. So you kind of stay on go. So I'm healed and I know not to put myself in situations like that or be around people like the first little red flag I get, I'm out of there. But in the same token, my nerves and my triggers is like, they'll never be the same. So I feel like, am I 100% healed? So like you said, then maybe I'm not 100% healed from
No,
that,
I don't think you are.
And,
And that's
and I
okay
may
though. And
never.
I think there's nothing wrong. Yeah, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that, and even acknowledging it. I really don't think it's nothing wrong with that. That not being there 100%. Like I said, there are some things I think that people can never get over. And I think death is one of them. That's one thing I would never go back and forth with a person about. One, I have never lost a child. My mother is still here. I wasn't really close with my father, but I've never lost anybody really close to me. Knock on wood, because I don't know. I don't know that you can get through that. I don't know that you can heal from that. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
think, right. Sorry, T, I didn't cut you off.
Go
And that's
ahead.
what I was saying. So I think that's where I kind of
got not confused, but I think I kind of just heard as soon as you said 100%, I just kept on eating on that 100%, like 100%, 100%, something else,
Yeah.
And I'm not a victim or nothing like that, and I'm good with it now because before I couldn't even talk about a lot of this situation without like crying. My mama passed away as well from stage 4 brain cancer and lung cancer in 2020, and I can honestly say that that's something that I feel like I would never be healed about. I'm not saying that it doesn't get easier because I'm able to talk about it. I'm able to love and think about good situations instead of bad. But I feel like that's something that's going to always be. But once again, okay, so it's something that I feel like it's not going to be healed, but it is things that I am healed from, So I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah, and I think
So,
when we think about that, yo, I think a lot of people will be more encouraged in their healing journey, right?
right.
Because once you realize you can be 100% healed from things, you don't become more so discouraged in your healing journey, right? Because I feel like when you tell people they can't be 100% healed, they then are discouraged from healing because they're like, well, what's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I'm just going to deal with life. But when you let people know that, yes, it's possible, I can heal from this. I think that opens up a bigger perspective and even give people more hope in their journey, like to know I can heal from that. Now it don't mean I ain't gonna get hurt again. It don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, I still ain't gonna remember, I ain't gonna forget it, but I can heal from it. And I think once people realize that, people wouldn't be so lazy, or even not even lazy, because some people are lazy in doing the work, or is another word that I can't think of, not cautious, help me out, y'all, discouraged, not discouraged, or discouraged, we can use discouraged, or hesitant to do the work, discouraged, even just like nonchalant, nah, well, fuck it. I am who I am. I'm just gonna fucking, life made me this way, so I'm just gonna be this way. Cause there's people out here that's like, shit, fuck it. What happened to me in life made me like this, and I'm gonna use it as an excuse to be like this, right?
So they
And
stuck in
they
their
they
way.
live their life thinking that because of what hurt them, because of where they come from, they have the right in life to be that way to everybody else that comes in their path, and you don't.
A sense of entitlement, right? So this is why I'm saying, like, we heal, like, I'm always honest about my journey. And when I'm honest about my journey, I always say, like, in the healing process, it's never easy because you can take 5 steps forward, right? And then you could get knocked back down. And that's why I'm saying, like, the healing journey is never easy, right? And it's not to discourage anybody, but understand that that healing journey, you do have the devils that will try to pull you back. So you don't, like, for instance, if you was like I'm gonna say for me, and this is an anecdotal, like, I don't go hang out where in the projects no more because I'm scared to hang out in the projects because I know the consequences of, so I don't move backwards that way, right? So if I see you, you my girl, and yeah, I see you, and then hey, what's up? I'm not never gonna deny you. Hey, what's up? What's going on? And the first thing that come out your mouth is, hey, let's go half on the bottle. No, I gotta go because not because I can't go half with you on the bottle. It's because I can't. I can buy my own bottle, and you're still there, right? So sometimes friends be a part of that. You have to, like, when everybody can't go, that's what I'm trying to say. Everybody can't go. So in your healing journey, you have to realize that it doesn't mean that you're better than somebody. It just means that everybody can't go because you're healing for thyself, not for all of us. Thyself means that everybody can't go, and a lot of people gonna catch strays and in between. But who are you healing for? For you or everybody else?
I'm gonna say this right. I don't believe a person could 100% heal because we got to realize certain traumas are initiated by certain people and certain things. You know, me at being 17, I was shot. I'm numb to like shots and stuff. Certain things I am numb to. Do I have a conscience about it? Yes. My brother passed while I was locked up. Do I have a conscience about death? Yes. But I have numbed these things out in life. My mama's 70 years old. I know she has a clock that ticks and is running out. I am numb to the fact that I know this day will come.
So, Kari, I
That's
think you're saying what I.
Parliament
So,
so
officially over.
Hey, at the day, I'm just jumping in on the conversation, but my thing is, excuse my background. I'm a mute because I say it's loud for me, so I can imagine how it is for y'all. I'm on your ass, T. Hold on.
see you
Can
ain't
I
got
say
nothing to
something
cut
really
me off.
quick,
go
just to
ahead.
I
piggyback off
wasn't.
of Corey?
I was just,
I'm
yeah, let
sorry,
me,
Corey. I'm
I was
sorry.
just going to say something to him real quick.
Don't pew me.
My
I think,
bad.
no,
My
I
bad.
think with Kari is still the same what we were saying, Joy. Remember when I was saying, hey, Bree, what I was saying about death and things like that, something that you can't. So I think there are
Please,
certain
though,
things that you
because I'm
can't.
tired of your comments. Kid, please.
Well,
God
Kia, you just
damn.
came up real disrespectful. You just said you on my
I
ass.
did.
You
I
just
was
said all that.
disrespectful.
Like,
I
okay,
didn't think
so
I was
if,
disrespectful because my family
yeah,
let
you were
me.
disrespectful before you dropped
Okay,
out.
to y'all. I'm sorry. I'm a
Right.
mute. Yeah, I don't know if I'm disrespectful or not. It's normal to me.
It's normal to you to talk to people any kind of way and then they just keep taking you back up.
It's new to TikTok, but hey,
I'm
we
just saying it's
back
normal to you to
to
keep
real time.
disrespecting people in
Mm,
life. And
I
then
don't think I disrespected nobody.
you did. You
I
disrespected me
probably
before you
disres.
left the panel.
I just thought I didn't know what was going on. My bad. Shit.
You were disrespectful. You
I don't
got to
think it
talk
was
it.
disrespectful because I can be disrespectful. I can show you my disrespectful,
You
but I
already
don't think
So
did.
that.
You do.
Kia,
You
Kia.
did. You
All right,
did
so
that already.
Kia, we're
See,
having
that's disrespectful. I'm
Kia,
not talking to you.
Kia. We're having a conversation about um healing, right? So everybody on the panel has different perspectives, and a lot of us don't agree with what T is saying, but it's okay because we're having an
Was
intellectual dialogue.
adding what Corey was saying, but never mind.
We're just having an intellectual dialogue. Like we just trying to hear everybody out. Like
T can talk for herself. Trust me.
Kari, what I was saying to you was this: like, okay, getting shot, stabbed, jumped, things like that in life. Those are things you probably will never forget in life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can you heal from the getting shot? I don't know. I've never been shot. So I can't tell you can heal from that because I ain't never been shot, right? But what I can say is certain things that, like for me, I can never be a child again. Okay, I can never be a child again. So I can heal from my childhood trauma. I would never go back to that child again. But I don't have to stay in a childlike mindset. I don't have to stay that 8-year-old girl that was in the elevator. I don't have to stay that girl that used to be molested and all that. I'm never gonna be that again. Right? So I can actually do the work and actually come out of that to know it wasn't my fault. I did nothing wrong. And that was where I came from, but it doesn't dictate who I am. Right? I can heal from that. If I lost my mother as a child, can I heal from that? Probably not. That'd be something I have to deal with. I would have to deal with it. I could probably use that to help somebody, but I probably could never heal from losing my mother. I could probably never heal from losing my child. There are certain things in life that I think you can probably never heal from. But it's how you deal with it that will get you through. I will never take that away. I think there's certain things that you will never heal from.
Can I say something to Corey? Because I've been through the same situation, Corey. I was in Jamaica and my brother get, poo right beside me. And for a while, I was just like nervous. Wherever I go and I hear a pop, I get nervous, right? But I get to the point, through my healing journey where I accept it. I accept the fact that it could happen to me somewhere else. I accept the fact that it could happen, anytime at any places. And that's when I just don't get worried about it no more because I accept the fact that, accepting it and scared of it is two different things. You know what I mean? So we just got to get to the place that we can accept things, you know. And someone else said about their past. I believe that I don't, when you truly start to heal, right? I believe you don't worry about what other people say or do because it's a reflection of their own reality. So what other people say or do, it won't affect you at all when you're 100% healed. You're going to be walking in your truth, and the truth can never change, but a lie can change in different form. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you get to the point that you don't really care about what other people say or do. You can see things more clearly. You can react more better. You don't have to go back into the past.
But it
And
still can hurt your feelings though. I can tell you that,
but you
like,
still feelings can hurt, but you
yeah,
won't
like,
react. You won't react
yeah.
as like if somebody says something to you and hurt your feelings and you used to cuss them out. When you heal, your feelings still can hurt, but you won't react into the way
Right.
that
You
they
won't, yeah,
want you
you
to
won't be
act.
like, I can't believe you,
Yeah, yeah,
bitch,
yeah,
fuck, you know, like, yeah, like, I
yeah.
definitely agree
You'll
with
I
be
that.
like,
am
hey,
going
yo, you
to.
know,
I am just gonna react. I mean, my reaction don't mean I'm hurt. I mean, that's just me. Like I say, I'm numb
people,
to a
most
lot of
people.
things that happen in life. So I mean, it doesn't bother me anymore. Even the talking, the saying, whatever. It just like mm, I don't think I'm healing for anything. I
That's what,
recognize my flaws. I recognize my mistakes in life, and I change my ways to that point. But once I change my ways, it like that's my understanding of it all. I changed what I needed to change to be a better person for myself. But
right.
things in life, I don't feel like you know I don't even know what to heal from. That's one thing.
I
One
think
a
that's
lot of
because that's what men, I think that's men though. I think that men are taught they don't, that there's, you guys are taught to deal.
So,
I
so,
do.
so,
I
uh,
believe that men are taught to deal.
So
I,
here's the deal. That what I'm gonna say real quick. So people judge you, right? Not by your action, right? You know what I mean? You could be like doing the best things that you can, and people won't even look at you and judge you, right? But what they judge is your reaction. You know, as soon as you react, they go, "Oh, there you go
you're not
again."
healed. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's not
See,
healed,
you ain't healed.
and that's what,
Yep. They start to dissect everything. Yep.
and
But you
that's what
can't
people.
dissect nothing if you don't know the trauma of the person. That's the whole
That's
thing.
what I was. So that's what I was trying to say. And how did we come to this? Because people say because I tell my stories of what happened to me, or I do certain things, that makes me unhealed. Or even when I go in on the comment section, that's me. Like if you come for me, I'm definitely gonna come back for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not coming from my childhood. It's coming from like, hey, we can match energy any day. That doesn't mean I'm not healed. But if you bring up what happened to me as my child in my childhood and say that's why your mama was a dope fiend, and I'd be like, okay, I'm done with that. That doesn't hurt me. It doesn't affect me. That's my truth, and you know it because I told you. That's a difference. I'm not gonna react to that. But if you come at me and you disrespect me and I react back to you for disrespecting me, that doesn't make me unhealed. That means I will match your energy. That means that sometimes I tell people, don't expect everybody to be the bigger person. I'm 4'11". I ain't never had to be the bigger person. I'll take this crown off, get on your level, and then step back up on my pedestal any day. But it doesn't make you unhealed. It just means that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people think because I'm a storyteller. I'm a writer. I've been writing since 8. I've been writing since 8 years old. That is my therapy. Talking is my therapy, right? Helping others is another form of my therapy. That helps me heal. Writing is a healing mechanism for me. Not coping. It's a healing. Like it definitely helps me release. It helps me put it out. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell my stories, it's because that is my way of giving back and helping others. I can tell it over and over and over again because it's mine to do that with. And a lot of people are taught, shh, quit talking about it. Don't tell your story. You got to stop. You ain't healed. I have that in one of my books. I actually have that in one of my books. People try to silence you because they don't want to hear it anymore, because they don't want to be reminded of it, because they still dealing with it or they still hurt from it. But as long as you're not acting from it, it's your story to tell. As long as you're not using it to hurt other people or to drag other people or to antagonize other people, it's yours. If my ex-husband right now today said, I'm gonna write a book on how y'all be watching Tea Time, I'm finna write a book on how that bitch cheated on me. I cannot tell him, right? I cannot tell him, nigga, get over it. I cheated on you over 10 years ago, nigga. Why you still mad? That's his truth. It's his reality. Right? I can't shut him up for that. But if he uses that truth to now bash me, drag me, not take accountability in his part, I would know he's still unhealed. Because he hasn't owned his part, not for cheating, but his part in the relationship, what he did, what he could have done differently. That's when I know a person is unhealed. When you refuse to take your part, your ownership and what part you played in it, that's when I know you still got work to do, baby. You still got work to do. Only thing that I feel like we can't be responsible for, parts that we played and shit, is our childhood. Right? Relationships, I think when even being in DV, right? Being in a DV situation, or a man that cheated on you. DV, I think that's touchy. I ain't even gonna go there because there's a lot of people that stay because they're fearful, whatever. Oh, thank you. But we can even go to relationship, a man cheating on you or a woman cheating on you. When you stay in that and you still like, oh, you hurt me, you still played a role because you allowed disrespect. You allowed it to continue. Once you realized who a person was, you stayed. You made excuses. So it's like, where could I take ownership? I didn't pay attention. I didn't, and it don't mean it was your fault that it happened. It's like, what could I do differently next time? It's not blaming yourself for what happened. It's identifying and being aware of what part you played so that you can be aware of when it comes again, how to move and how to identify certain things. Some things you can't avoid, but some things you can. How to maneuver quicker, how to, it's just like, if we're never accountable, we're gonna stay being a victim.
And I agree that a lot of people like to stay in the victim mentality because it makes them look good, right? Being in the victim mentality, I think sometimes people look for that. I need somebody to just be on my side for one time and one time only. Those people, I think, need to look in the mirror and have the mirror placed back in front of them and say, hey, there is an issue. I am going through something. But see, until somebody actually wants to get to that part of saying there is a problem and I want help, we're going to continue to have these issues in our community with both men and women. Especially, it's very high in our community, in the Black community, right? So if you just say, T, I'm having issues, but you're coddling me, right? How can I ever say there's something wrong? I would rather you be that friend and be like, you know what, Sadari? Listen, you fucked up. Right? And I want to tell you this as your friend because I love you. This is where you fucked up at. X, Y, and Z. Only thing I'm listening to you. Just because I'm not paying attention to you when you're telling me that, when I go home at night, that shit gonna play in my head. Right? Because I love you as my friend. So it's playing in my head. And every single time I try to be like, oh no, this bitch was wrong, and quote unquote, this bitch was wrong, the reality still gonna kick in. At some point, I gotta live in my reality. The problem is a lot of people don't like to live in their reality. I am that woman that today, 10 years ago, I wasn't that woman. Today, I am that woman that'll be like, you know what? I'm living in my reality. So I'm no longer going to take what you say to me and be defensive to it. I'm going to listen because now I think that, okay, is she really trying to hurt me or help me? And I think that's where the misconception is coming in at, right? Um, a lot of people, they be like, oh no, this bitch is hating because I got a Mercedes Benz and I got a man who makes 7 figures, but I can't find him every night. Or I only see him, it's 7 days in a week, I only see him 3 times out the week. Like, those type of things. And I think that people don't like to hear the truth, but you have to be receptive to the truth. And the only way to be receptive to the truth is to say, listen, there's an issue. I think that a lot of us don't like to say, hey, there's an issue.
Okay, deeper.
But there's an upside to that though too. You know what I'm saying? Because a person that victimized for a long time, not only by the system, by someone else for a very very long time, they get into that numbness of it, right? And no care what you say to that person is not gonna recognize it, right? But it's not how you say it. When you heal, you have a special way to say that for that person to realize it. You know what I mean? Just running away from it, running away from that person, sometimes even hurt them even deeper, right? But when you heal, there's a way that you can say that and move in certain way that that person see that, hey, I am here. You know what I'm saying?
But
And what
so,
I'm saying is not out of hurt, is out
wait,
of out of love, out of me want to see you succeed to the next level, and that
hold
would
on, talk. Was you here earlier when Ty said, she said to me, when T said, she could be like, fuck you, bitch, to me, and I would say to her, why you saying that to me, right? And I said that the hill part of me is say, why you saying that to me? And if she still wants to argue, and I would say to her, okay, we can talk about this a different day. That is it's not only the mature thing to do, it's the part of me and my healing process and not moving backwards, right? So I think with the numb thing, certain things you can be numb to, and it's certain traumatic things, like i.e. when Corey said he was pew-pewed, and when you dealing with the unaliving of someone, with they not coming back. Those are situations that you can't heal from, because my dad passed away about to be 2 years ago. I'm not healed from that, but I am. If Ty said that to me, I'm automatically to say to her, because I know that she's probably dealing with whatever she's dealing with, and she just said that to me one good time, right? And I'll say, okay, why do you feel like that? And she still keep going off. I am subject to walk away from her, right? I'm gonna say to her, okay, maybe we could talk about this a different time. I'm not gonna walk away from her disrespectfully, but it's easily for me to say, hey, Ty, we're not seeing eye to eye right now, but we can talk about this a different day. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. I don't have to disrespect her because she disrespected me, but that's a part of growth.
But what I'm saying though is that why. Sometimes that why, you don't even need to know the why. You know what I'm saying? Because by saying why you say that to me is just triggering, a different response. But if you go and say, I feel like by you saying to me, F you, it is disrespectful. And you know what I mean? And the way you say it, give that person a few minutes to think about what does react, but by just asking why, you know what I mean? That you know what I mean? It's just gonna trigger something else. I'm just saying when a person is ill, they're not gonna know the why and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know to explain what I'm trying to say, but that you know what I mean? It's just how you say it. Like when
That's why I said it's not what you say, it's how you say
how
it.
you say it, right?
Right.
That's all
So
I'm
it's
saying.
easier for me to say, you know what? We'll talk about it in a few days. I understand. I don't know where you at right now, but I understand where you. I overstand. So we could talk about this in a few days when you calm down, because if I am just like her, like a firecracker, if we both firecrackers, where are we getting? We're not getting anywhere, right? So somebody, like if she say fuck you to me, I'm okay with that, but I'm very strong on them for them words of fuck you. I'm very them that's the only word. Those the only two words that will ever fuck me over is fuck you. Because when I say fuck you, I mean that shit, right? So if this is my great friend and she say fuck you, bitch, I don't care about the bitch part. It's the fuck you that bothers me, right? So if she say fuck you to me and that's my friend, I'm okay. Like, listen, okay, I'm gonna I'll walk away from her. We could talk about it in a few days. Because every action does not need a reaction. I'm not gonna react to her because this is how she's feeling at that moment. I'm okay with her being my friend and she's feeling like that at the moment. We could talk about it. Not even if we can't talk about it tomorrow, we could talk about it next week. About it. Not even if we can't talk about it tomorrow, we could talk about it next week. Because whatever triggered her to say fuck you to me, it was something to her. But I can't address everything at that moment, because if I'm addressing everything at that moment, that's meaning that I am allowing her triggers to put me in a different place. And I don't want that, especially if I adore our friendship, right?
I need you to pause right now, and I'm not trying to be messy, but this is the shit I be talking about, okay? Y'all, if y'all want to drop, y'all can drop. I'm about to change the waves for a minute. If y'all want to drop from this motherfucking panel, y'all might want to drop from it. So y'all remember what happened earlier with Miss Jackie in my live, right? And Miss Jackie got cussed out or whatever.
No.
Now, this is the type of shit I be talking about. And I'm going to stream this shit, and I hope somebody tell her I'm streaming it.
It was ugly. That's like arguing with my mother. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Before I went into the box, because I was in T-Live for a minute, I'm really looking for Siobhan. The one who want to save everybody ass when the one who catching strays for everybody and shit. I'm really looking for Siobhan. I'm really looking for Siobhan to protect Miss Jackie. I'm looking for Siobhan to back up and stand up and say the things that she be saying on my platform to us. Because I ain't never seen Siobhan back that shit up in these streets. Me personally. Was she there? I ain't see her. I ain't either. If she was quiet as a damn mouse. She damn sure wasn't in defend Miss Jackie mode. Oh, damn, this dress got glitter on it. I got glitter all over this couch. Because when I seen Kia come, because I didn't know Kia was coming up. And when I seen her, I said, I got somebody for her now. And she did right into it. Me and Kia was bumping out. And then the girl dropped down. Kia say, "No, bring the bitch back up. Bring her back up. I got her." Yep. Kia was on a fake page too. Me and Kia was both on our fake pages. And when she texted me, she said, "You in T-Live?" And I was like, "Yeah." Then I was like, "Yeah, fake." I was like, "FP." And she was like, "I bet." So we didn't say nothing. We just both knew that we was both in there. Next thing I know, Kia texted me, Jackie and T. No, she said T and Jackie again with damn near 30 exclamation points. However many was behind it. It just looked like a lot. Oh my God. I say, damn. Okay, now I got it. And I instantly said, now I got to expose my fake page. Because all my I don't have no choice but to come in on one of my birthdays. God damn. Because kids said, hurry up now. Go watch. Go see what's happening. And Jackie was doing good. But then it was like when T was trying to explain what she was meaning by riding on both sides of the fence when it comes down to support. I had no choice but to go up and clarify for Miss Jackie what everybody meant by she was being missed. That's right.
I'm gonna drop and come back from my backup page.
So, both sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop too, so somebody can come up. All right. T, you're a good person. You know what I mean? This, when you're a good person and you're trying to do something special, you're gonna have haters, and that should be the backdrop of your success. You hear me? the backdrop of your success when you have haters. So I'm just gonna drop and stay in the comments. All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye. So here's the problem. What was said was Jackie was cyberbullied because she's older and she was bullied by Redemption and Detroit. Older ladies. Okay, Cheryl. Older ladies, I need y'all to hear this. If you are a certain age, right? If you up in here arguing with young women or in one young women shit, you gonna get what come with that. You don't get to be in these streets. Now, I told my people not to do that because I don't feel right with somebody calling her a bitch. You know, she older, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you exempt from it. Right? Because if you out here in these streets and you talking shit and you acting, you dancing with these young people or people that's younger than you, they gonna dance big. We are out of the days where older people can disrespect us and we just take it because they older. We're not in those days no more. We're not in that world no more. We don't live in that society anymore where because of your age, you can disrespect somebody, talk to anybody any kind of way, you know, do whatever you want to do. And the person just going to be like, you know what, you older than me. I'm just going to respect my elders. We're not there anymore. That world no longer exists. Older people, you misused your card. You misused your card. You did. Y'all poorly handled young folk, right? And then y'all think that these young folk gonna keep letting y'all disrespect and mistreat them. It don't work like that no more. You guys, your card has been pulled. You can't do it no more. Long gone are the days where an old woman used to be able to disrespect a child, and just because they were an elder, and that child just gonna keep taking it. They gonna start. That's why a lot of y'all grandmas getting beat up by these teenagers. Y'all mean, y'all nasty. I'm not saying it's right. Motherfuckers tired. You not just finna keep. I remember y'all, and I know y'all think I be centering. I promise y'all, I probably got a story to relate. My auntie, y'all, my auntie was on dope, real bad. She was a bitch. Like when I tell y'all she was a bitch, she used to cuss you out just for no reason. Fuck that. You know, she used to say all kind of shit. And I told y'all, I've had a mouth since I was a kid. I've had a mouth since I was a child. You feel me? So y'all, if y'all request up in my panel and I'm talking, don't disrespect me, not even speak. That's wrong. Don't come up in my panel off mute. Hey y'all, it don't work like that. Don't do that. You're gonna get dropped on your fucking neck. But my auntie was mean and nasty and just nasty. She was smoking. She smoked the pipe in our face, right? I still remember the smell of a crack pipe. I know the smell of a crack pipe. That shit make your stomach hurt. I still remember that smell. And she was lighting up the pipe, and she was just so mean to me. And one day I read her ass for filth. I was like 13 years old. I said, let me tell you something. I said, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. I say, you nasty, you ugly, your attitude. I just went off on her. At 13 years old, I read her for fucking filth. You not finna just keep punching down on me. I don't give a fuck how much. I'm not finna keep letting you punch down on me, and I gotta internalize and suppress that shit. I don't care how old you is. I don't care if you're a woman, a man, a child. I don't care. I don't care if you traumatized. I don't give a fuck if you my boss. You not finna keep punching down on me. You not. You can get it. A kid can get it. You not finna keep punching down on me. It's only so much I'm gonna take before I respond. I told y'all it's this picture that's going around. And it's all around it is people telling don't respond, let it go, don't say nothing. It's you. What's you, Sadari? You ain't in the request box. Okay, Sadari, request up. But it's all of these people telling this person to let it go. Don't say nothing, don't respond, keep it, keep it moving. And you see this behind him, right? But then you see the picture in the front. I wish I could find that picture. You see the picture in the front, he's deteriorating. He's deteriorating because all the shit that was done to him, he's pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down.
Hold on, T. I got that picture on my Facebook. I'm gonna send it to you because I know exactly what you're talking about. Give me a second.
And that's why I don't mind addressing shit. That's why I don't mind clearing shit up. Because after so long, I'm going to end up clearing it up in the wrong context. I'm going to end up being mad one day and just letting all that shit be pushed in. And then I end up saying some fucked up shit one day. And people be like, where the fuck did that come from? That shit came from left field. A lot of times it don't be coming from left field. It be like your cup is full and all you need is a drop. And anybody can get it when that drop hit. That's why I don't mind clearing shit up. People could be like, you don't got to clear shit up. Yes, the fuck I do. Because if I don't clear this shit up, if I don't address this shit, it's gonna get addressed, but it's gonna get addressed one day when I ain't feeling right. And listen, baby, listen. You gonna get that side of me where you gonna think I'm a bitch. You gonna think I'm evil. You gonna think I'm a demon. Because that cup that you might not even say nothing. But you just picked the right. You was that drop today, and now you about to get everything because I've been suppressing. Don't respond. Don't say nothing. Don't do this. Don't do that. And this one day, I'm like, fuck this. Gloves is off, and you might be the motherfucker that get it. That's why I be like, I gotta deal with this. I gotta deal with this head on. Hey, Quay, Kanasia. But go ahead, y'all. I just had to play that. Ain't nobody bully Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie has been coming back in the comments saying little stuff, just trying to get up, and she got up here, and people called her out on her shit. Nobody bullied her. Go ahead.
Hi, T, I was gonna say something on the other subject.
Go ahead.
That's about okay. I don't know how to start. I'm gonna start like this. I am 34 years clean, and I buried something so deeply until I can say about a year ago, because the thing I buried, trigger warning, could have been or might have been SA. I always dealt with big time pharmaceutical men, and I was in my early 20s. So, after a while, after you get wined and dined and you sniffing, you every now and then sniffing and you drinking Dom Perignon, you go in the restaurants you never go to probably in your life and stuff, then I'm saying this in a short form. And then, it's time to pay up one way or another, whether they want you to go with this person, that person, this person, or whatever. And during them whole times when I was on, I'm sorry, when I was on drugs, I was still like, one thing about it, when you're dealing with somebody, a head honcho with money, you always look good, smell good, so you think you the shit, more or less. So just recently, a year and a half ago, this person tried to contact me because it was one of the big time pharmaceutical people, and he ended up getting 60 years in prison for federal charges, and he got out somehow. he got my phone number. And that triggered so many things that I had buried, as far as I said, I was never in my right mind to consent to all this stuff. And I did, and I did it because I was, one thing, hooked on him, hooked on the stuff, and hooked on the drug. So when I went to visit my sister, evidently my sister, I had never told her any of this or anything, and she invited him over thinking I was going to be happy to see him. And I told him to his face when he came, because of course I'm looking different. I gained a little weight, and stuff like that. And he was like, as soon as he walked in, I saw nothing but the demon. But he wasn't a demon to me then. You got to think, I ain't seen this man at almost 40 years, because he did 40. He was sentenced to 60, but he did 40. I was in my early 20s. And I said to him, I said, you know what? I have to tell you this. I said, you are my boogeyman. You are the person who I buried, who bothers me at night, every night for over 25 years. And I never could put a picture, a face on him. He said, why you call me the boogeyman, Trina? I said, because you knew that I was young, wasn't in my right mind, doing whatever you asked me to do, because all I saw was the money, the glam. And by that time, when you left, I was addicted and left alone. I said I was young. I said I did things that I wasn't even aware of, that I was even really had the right mind to say yes to, or anything like that. And I told him, I said, you are my boogeyman. And he looked at me, he said, why? And I went on into more than what I'm saying on here. And he said, I never got an apology, or I'm sorry I made you feel like that, or anything. But one thing I did get is redemption, because I was able to face the person who scared me in my dreams that I couldn't even put a face to for over 25, 30 years. And I did not mean to come up here and cry. I've never cried on this TikTok ever. And I just wanted to say, sometimes you dig things so deep until you don't know why you act the way you do with particular people. But I have also lost a son to homicide too. So, I'm getting through that. But this right here that I buried for almost 30 years is what took me to a place that I didn't want to go. And then when he came in, because I hadn't told my sister about what happened, and then when I told my sister some of the things he did to me, and he was like, just so, I'm going to give you an example, one example. We would be at this place, where it's called Jack's House, where, people come and whatever. And I'd be wanting to leave and go home, and he don't want me to go home. So he'll put me in a trunk for a couple of hours, like a car trunk, and these weren't the trunks with the release action. And I told my sister that right in his face. And you know what he said? He said, Lisa said, oh my God, I didn't know you did that to her. I would not have told you to come over here. She said, why you do that to her? He said, because I didn't want her to leave. So I knew I was looking at Satan straight in his face. So there are worse things out here, y'all, to fight and argue and stuff about. But I feel good that I told someone other than my sister my truth. And I would have never thought in a million years, T, I would come up on your panel and let this out. I've been sad. I've been sad for a while. And I'm not usually that person. I'm always the one everybody looks up to, but I've been sad. And now I think I can just go on, get myself together, because I released it. And it's no shame on me, because I'm going to tell you something. It ain't nothing I've done I'm ashamed of. It's certain things I've done I wish I hadn't done. But I'm here and I'm a good person. I ain't a rich person, but I'm a safe person. I'm a person who can keep things, who can hold on to things for you without letting it out on you. So I just want to say thank you for giving me this time, and I'm going to drop.
Silent, I'm so sorry. She dropped. I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm be quiet.
So, see, this is why I'm saying, like, you having this healthy dialogue, I think it's great. I think the healthy dialogue is really, really great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that some people don't know what it's like to be healed, right? Um, some people think that healing takes 30, 60, 90 days. But for some people, it can be that because they're just healing from, little minor things. But then you have people that's healing from major things and things that have been, traumatizing from them from the start up until now. And this is why I said to you earlier, a lot of women like to live their lives through their daughters because they didn't get a chance to live their life. But then I think that's a very selfish point where you want to do that because we do overcompensate. I like I stated before, I am one of those moms that overcompensate. However, I don't want to live my life through them because what I went through that by choice. I didn't have to go through that shit. I went through that shit by choice. Because you know what? The streets, I thought that the streets was my everything. So everything that I went through in my teenage years, I went through by choice. I didn't have to go through it. So now when I create the safe haven for my children, and me even having a grandson, it's just different now. Like I look at things totally different, and this is why I'm so receptive of listening to the young women that be on these panels 20, 21, 22, and they be like, oh, the millennial moms ain't shit, the Gen X moms. Like for 2 3 days, Diamond had that conversation, and the way they talked about Gen X and the millennial moms is crazy. However, I overstand where they're coming from. So I'm okay with it, right? So I'm okay. I'm okay with constructive criticism. I'm okay with their feelings. I'm open to that. I am so open to it because I think a lot of the times older people feel like they can't learn from the younger generation. We can because we can go to them and ask them about a lot of the things that's going on today, especially with these cell phone worlds or whatever is going on in the world. I have to still ask my 16-year-old. My 16-year-old said to me today, yeah, mommy, because she's a bop. I said, what the hell is a bop? And she told me that Air Force Ones is called something else. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, what? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay for us to learn from the younger generation. I don't know why us as older women feel like older parents, not just women, older parents feel like we can't learn from them. We can learn from them. We can instill the things that we need to instill in them, but we can also learn from them as well.
I think a
I
lot
don't
of
know
it. I'm
about all.
sorry, my bad. Okay.
Kyrie said you can't learn from the
Um,
other generation.
it's a lot of it, and I'm a millennial. It's about extending grace, right? Um, I'm not gonna go into my whole details of my backstory, but I had to learn how to humanize my parents because we didn't look at them in that way when we're growing up, but we all go through things. And I think every moment is a teachable moment, regardless of circumstances. So, yeah.
Me, I done had the boiling points with my mom and my dad in life, but still, if I can't respect you not to like disrespect you in that instance, I'm just gonna stay away. I don't, people gotta understand. You still gotta respect your elders. I'm big on that. I don't care what age you is, whatever. Cause you think, cause you young, like I don't see it, and I understand some elders come out of their mouth wrong, but y'all gotta understand some of these youth come wrong from the get go. Also, I don't care what it is. And I know me and Miss Jackie probably done ran across each other once or twice on this app and stuff like this. I probably done said something. I'm rude as shit on this app. I don't care what
Corey,
nobody
can
says.
I ask you one
So
question?
give me a second. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, I just want to ask you one thing
I,
about. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you
give me a
finish.
second. I don't care where we come from, youth or old. It's a level of respect. I come into situations respect. If I'm not talking to you and you disrespect me, I'm damn sure gonna disrespect your ass back. If you come at me rude, I feel like I can say what I want to say to you, and that's just what it is. That's the day and era we living in. I don't think nobody is bigger and badder than the next person. I don't think nobody should dominate over the next person. So that being said, older people gotta put this out. It's the way you can pass your wisdom on. That lady who just came here, she has a story to tell. And a lot of the youth can learn because it sounds like a story of gaining something over here and using manipulation. That's a true story to tell how you can fall for these traps with men with money and power. Story to tell because she dealt with it 20 plus years ago and deal with it right now.
Corey,
So
your
it's something
reception
you
is
can
going
learn.
in and
But go
out.
ahead, ask that question.
I'm not sure if you could hear me because your reception is going in and out. So I
Go
just want
ahead,
to ask you this.
I'm,
Do you think that you could learn something from your 18-year-old and I think you said your son is 21, 22, or maybe 23. Do you think that you can learn something from them in the grasp of them learning something from you as well? Like if it's each one teach one, right? Do you think that you can teach them something and they say, hey dad, let me tell you X, Y, and Z? Do you think that you can learn from them as well?
no, because what they have to offer, I'm not interested in. I'm past that time in my life to probably want to do what they want to do.
I'm not saying it's about what they want to do. I'm just saying, you know how um technology, everything upgrades. I know you're a truck driver,
No,
so I know. Hold on, wait. I know you're a truck driver, so I know
I'm
you
being
upgrade.
real.
I know you upgrade as well, right? So if your daughter, the youngest one, she came to you and say, "Hey, Dad, can we have a conversation?" And she say, "Hey, I just want to put you up on game of X, Y, and Z." Are you not receptive to what she's trying to put you up on, or are you gonna say, "I don't want to learn," even though she's trying to put you up on game?
Um,
I think Corey got bad reception, but I think he gonna come back.
He got bad reception.
So
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, T, that um one thing I want to say is when I clicked into your live, I loved the conversation. And it was something that you said that just kind of spoke to me because you said that even in relationships, when you're in a relationship, you have to take accountability for if you stay with a partner that cheats on you. You know, you have to say, okay, where was I blind to this at? And I just want to say that spoke to me in my healing process for just what I'm going through personally. But to add to the conversation that, you guys were having, I think that where we as young people, especially people, in their 30s and stuff like that, that 90s era of generation, it's like we were brought up thinking like, okay, well, you just got to brush it off and keep going, brush it off and keep going. What don't kill you make you stronger. That was one thing that I was always taught, being in a multiracial household. My dad is Black and Colombian. My mom is Puerto Rican and white. You get a lot of races and a lot of mixed culture. But for the most part, I was raised on my dad's side of the family. So I was raised, what go on in my house stay in my house, and we don't talk about it outside of the house. And once it's been discussed once, you don't discuss it again. But I think that the healing in my healing journey has been that I allow myself to feel and then move on from it. I allow myself to go through my anger. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to feel these feelings. You just can't stay stuck in those emotions. You can't stay stuck in those places. You can't stay there. You have to allow yourself to feel it, process it, and don't act out of those emotions. Once you process those emotions, you're able to move on. And like she said, I have a story to tell. My father was a 6'6" Black man who was unalived by a 5'5" white man under Florida Stand Your Ground laws. So when Trayvon Martin was unalived, it triggered something in me to the point where I got out of the military. I changed my whole trajectory. I was in school for criminal justice, and I changed that to working in social work. And I've worked in pretty much social work and social like justice for social reform, I should say, for the most part of my life. And so I think that when you're triggered by something, you have to be able to process it so that way you can talk about it. It was a long time where I couldn't talk about my father being unalived because it triggered something in me, because I was a daddy's girl, because I was so hurt by it. And you never heal from losing somebody. I want to say that. And to the lady at the top who said she lost her father 2 years ago, my heart goes out to you. My dad was unalived in 2001. It's 2024, and you still grieve those emotions. I just know how to cope with it now. I'll never get over that loss. I'll never heal from that, but I cope with it. I know how to process my emotions. I know how to not let that emotionally take over me and act out of those emotions. So if I can add anything to the conversation for the younger people, is just don't act out of emotion. Like don't stay stuck in those emotions. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel like this.
I think that a lot of the times the younger generation feel like they can't cry. I think that this Gen Z feel like they can't react. I don't know why they feel like that.
I
I
don't
am
get that from the younger generation though. Like
I
I
get it.
don't get that. I don't get that from the younger generation at all. I
So
don't.
T, I've been on Diamond Live 3.
Okay, that's diamond
I
live.
get
But
I get
No,
overreaction.
I
I get that
yeah.
they act out of emotion. Like
they
that's what
do.
I get
Yeah,
They
from
they
it.
do.
feel.
I get
They
that.
definitely are in tune with their
They
emotions.
Yeah,
I
do.
think the younger generation is definitely in tune with their
They do.
emotions.
But you know one thing I
absolutely.
give about this younger generation, that they are not dealing with us as the millennials and the Gen X. They want what they want right here and right now, because they worked for what they got right here and right now, right? So they don't no longer want to go what Gen X went through, and they no longer want to go through what the millennials went through, because they did what they had to do to get to where they at right now. This is what they want. That's one thing I respect about Gen Z. And
But I don't think they don't feel.
no, I know they feel, because I hear them, especially at work. I hear them.
They sick of our shit.
I think they are.
They're sick of our shit.
I
I
think they
definitely
I
sick of our
think
shit.
they are. They are, and they boisterous. And me as a millennial, I will listen to them because I love to hear them. But you have a lot of Gen X's that are not receptive to what they're saying though. See, like real talk. You have a lot of Gen X's that are not receptive to what they're saying.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'm not saying you or anybody else if you're in Gen
I'm
X.
not taking the personal upset. What do you mean?
So you have a lot of Gen X's that'll be like that is on the defense mechanism. You don't know what I had to go through. This is what I had to go through, and X, Y, and Z, right? But
Yeah.
then me, when I come and I'll go on a panel as a millennial and I'll say, hey, I understand Gen X because the millennials, me as a millennial, we are the last of the dying breed. So we understand Gen X, but we also understand Gen Z. We are in the middle. So we are in the middle of wrapping our textbooks with the brown paper bags, but we also in the middle of where it was the dial-up service to internet, right? So we are in the middle. The millennials are in the middle of understanding both sides of the spectrum, right? So I understand Gen X. I also understand my fellow millennials and Gen Z. So I can't, like, a lot of the times I can't really be like, when they come up and they talk their emotions, I understand where they're coming from because my mom is a Gen X, and you're muted.
Sorry, I think you all over the place a little bit. You're gonna have to bring it together because you went from saying they're not in tune with their emotions to they
No,
are. Like, so
no.
I do think that you're all over,
And
right?
what I'm saying is Gen Z, they are entitled to their emotions, but Gen X don't want to be receptive to what they're saying. Gen X want to argue.
But you were saying that the new generation are not in tune. That's what you said.
No, Gen Z right now. Gen Z, it's a war with Gen Z and Gen X because Gen X don't want to be not all. You have a lot of Gen X's that are not receptive of what Gen Z is
I agree with
saying.
that. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
So this is where it's like a lot of like, and us as millennials. So we are like the middle child. The millennials are like the middle child, right? Because we understand Gen X, but a lot of us millennials have birthed Gen Z.
Are we millennials? Are we millennials?
I'm 39. I'm a millennial. Look at her. She's scratching her nose. Yeah, I'm a millennial.
I forgot. I remember. Steph did a
Oh,
live.
I'm the
He
last
had all
one
the
up here,
generations. I
probably a
forgot
Gen
which one
Z.
we are. Okay, so we are
I'm not.
millennials.
I'm the last of the Gen Zs, probably up here. I don't think nobody else.
You ain't Gen Z. You Gen X.
I'm Gen A. Let me stop fucking around. Nah, but they crybabies. Gen Zs are crybabies. That's what I'm really coming to say. I don't care what nobody say. They crybabies. They soft. And y'all did it. Y'all raised these softies. They don't understand. Y'all went through everything, so they didn't have to go through it. Y'all had to deal with the traumas and all this and stuff, so they didn't have to go through it. And then they ungrateful. That's what y'all be trying to tell these crybabies, and these crybabies don't want to hear. Y'all went through it. Your mama had to put up everything so you didn't have to go through it.
That's not
And we got
fair.
a group of crybabies.
That's not
Everything,
fair.
But
see,
that's what the
everything.
Gen
Hold on.
Z is
It is,
saying right now,
it
Corey.
is fair. No, it is fair
It
because
is not
everything.
fair.
Okay, y'all.
Hold
Corey,
Wait,
you
on,
wait,
gotta
wait.
everything.
understand that.
Hold on. Wait. I'm going outside.
Y'all gotta let me
I'm getting
finish.
ready to reset this live because I got a restriction, and I'm gonna reset this live because when it's restricted, it's gonna do things. So let me reset. Y'all come in. I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna